It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we'll see Jordan Love. He comes in third in the league in passing touchdowns. It's the Packers and the Cards, and it's coming up next.
It's the only fan-owned franchise here in the NFL. And tens of thousands of those fans have their cheese heads on, and it filled the stands of historic Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Well, we are in store for a great game today, everyone. Kate Scott and Brock Heward, along for the ride in this one. We love these kind of games, Brock, and that's because we got a pair of teams who've both gotten off to good starts this season. They find themselves with winning records as we now work our way through the front half of this schedule.
Yeah, we try to be pros, and every game, right, is a big game, but when you have teams that have gotten off to these starts, we know these are both playoff caliber teams. They look that way right now. And this is also a measuring stick game, and a great one where you don't have the consequences.
Matt Prater ready to get this one going. And here we go from Lambeau. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Packers offense getting set for their first drive. Bringing them out, someone who wowed last year in his first chance as a starter, Jordan Love.
For 3 years, well, we waited on Jordan Love. He got to watch one of the greats do it in Aaron Rodgers, and it wasn't until last year they finally gave him the keys. Well, and the wait was worth it. He put on a show a season ago. 32 touchdowns, just 11 interceptions in a year that nobody anticipated the Packers and so many of their young players could grow and emerge into a playoff team. They did just that. Nobody questioned Jordan Love's physical traits. It was the accuracy. It was the anticipation. It was the nuance to play in the position. He answered all of those and more with the breakout season a year ago.
And he's brought down for a loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
They'll go from the gun with Lloyd. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, it was bad enough that the previous run went backwards. You've got to have balance in this league. I mean, really do. There's no chance offensively to find sustained success unless you present run and pass to a defense. And right now, this defense is owning your run game.
So 4th down, here comes Daniel Whelan to send it flying for the Packers. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. So here are the Cardinals now, headed out for their first drive. They'll be led out by the 60-year pro and former #1 overall pick out of Oklahoma, Kyler Murray.
Last week, Kate, you won't call his effort wasted, never. But you wish a game like that would have come in a win instead of showing up in a contest they ended up dropping. 2 touchdowns, no picks. That's the type of game that wins are typically built off of.
And his first pass falls incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Escapes the pocket. Now he takes it. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. They gain 14 on the play. And that's a Cardinals first down.
First down, Cardinals.
They'll run it here. It's James Conner. And good tackle, but a flag is down, likely against the defense. Pretty easy call to make. He lined up offsides, and now he gets a talking to from his coach.
Still first down.
A bit jumpy across the way there, and that halves the distance ahead of him on first down. Trying an option play, headed left. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
No one open, so he chucks this to another county. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. From the gun, it's Murray. McBride hauls it in. And they make the tackle at the 38. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
New set of downs for him at the 38. The first down carry for Connor. And he ranges forward to the 31 before they bring him down. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. 2nd and 3 now. Out of the gun, here's Murray. He's got him, that's McBride. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first. Straight ahead, it's Connor. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. That's the rookie from Texas A&M who took him down. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. On the ground, this is Trey Benson. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. A gain of 4 for them. That sets up 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun, here's Murray. He's on the move. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Facing 4th down now, the Cardinals turn to Matt Prater for the field goal. This, 42 yards from the right hash. McManus sends it through, and they're on the board.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Returning it from the 4. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Packers and Jordan Love set to take over again. And we're getting a look at the leaders in passing touchdowns this season here, where you will find his name among the top 5 right now in the NFL. Putting a receiver in motion. Play fake, it's Love. Oh, he got free. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. This one misses the tight end. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Love out of the shotgun. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass. Not on the same page with his tight end. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Love from the gun. Watson with the catch. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And it'll be Cardinals football. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Murray to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field.
Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, the defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating third and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
Complete beyond the marker. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Connor on the inside give. And he's able to reach that midfield stripe after some solid running. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make third down easier to handle instead, well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
So on 4th down now, Blake Gillikin gets the call to punt it away for the Cardinals. Coming off a busy week, 5 punts in the loss, and he sends this one away. And he'll scrape together what he can on the return. He gets it back to the 20. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And the Packers will take over possession. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Receiver in motion, headed right. Fakes the handoff, now Love. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice game. Had that one, but just couldn't see it through. And now they face 2nd down. Shotgun now for Love. Able to get it to Reed. And this one does not go far. Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Here's Love. Coverage holds up, and he just had to get rid of it.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball, and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And now he's going to call for the fair catch and take it just beyond the 30. We don't get a return out of that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. First and 10, Murray escapes the... Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Packers pick it up! And they stop him before he gets much on the return. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. One play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
The Green Bay offense about to get started once more. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. This is reeled in by Reed. And this one doesn't go far. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Love looking to pass. And he's not quite that fast. Led him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. Pass was thrown for Christian Watson. So it'll be 3rd down.
3rd down and 7.
Now he'll throw off the play fake. This throw is cut. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Loves to throw again. His quick throw knocked away, incomplete. Target that time, Jaden Reed. So now it'll be 2nd and goal. Throwing, Love. That one gonna go against the D.
Pass interference. Defense.
Well, the pass interference might have prevented the touchdown there, but it gives this offense the yards and a great chance to punch it in anyway. Forced out to his right. And this is going to be a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers parlay the turnover into a lead. Jordan Love, the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end brought the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain, he did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you could put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. Fielded at the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Cardinals in possession of it once again. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Running to start this drive with Connor. And he gets him around 6 there. Javon Bullard bringing that play to an end. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. Now Murray on the play fake. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
And they're going to tag a defender with this one.
Pass interference. Defense.
He got too aggressive to try and stop that play, and they tag him for pass interference. Running it after the penalty. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Eric Stokes getting there for the stop. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. From the 42. He's on the move. He's going to tuck it and run. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Brought down by Quay Walker. Hold on. Training staff out now for an injured player. And that looks like Kyler Murray, who they're headed for. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Throwing from the gun here. Cut for big yards on the right side. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Benson on 1st and 10. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
So before they get the snap away, we reach the end of the 1st quarter. Neither side separating much so far. We'll return to historic Lambeau Field after this. Back and ready now for the 2nd quarter. It's Cardinals football. They'll begin the quarter with 2nd and 8. That's complete to Wilson. And that's good for a gain of 5. Brought down by Quay Walker. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Able to get it to Benson. And not much doing, he stopped quickly.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or two short for the first down.
Less than a yard needed here on 4th. Here's Ritter. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. That was the biggest 3-yard gain you're going to see because instead of a turnover on downs, Brock, it gets them a first. That pass is complete to McBride. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Benson now from the gun. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Has him on the quick hitter. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it. Taken in by Harrison. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
From the gun, it's Murray. This one's caught. And that'll be enough for the first as they touch him down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Looks like we'll have a pause here. An injured Cardinal out there and in some pretty obvious pain after that play. 2nd and goal coming up from the 7. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Flushed out of the pocket. And they take this in for the score. The Cardinals take a 2nd quarter lead. It's a Kyler Murray touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist, and you got to be an artist that can create when things break down, and that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
It's Keyshawn Nixon with the return. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. Now here comes the Green Bay offense. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Play fake, it's Love. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Love from the gun. And that one's too far in front of them, so now they're facing 4th down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Again, Daniel Whelan heading out for another punt. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And he puts together a nice little return there before they're able to bring him down. The Cardinals and Marvin Harrison Jr. set for this next possession. And he's in the midst of a phenomenal season. Right now, you can see he's second in the league in touchdown receptions. The Cardinals with some nice field position to start off this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. They'll start this series with an option left. He loses the football. And the offense recovers. They can still advance it. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Connor trying the right side. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding. Offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. They'll run here following the penalty. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Brought down by Quay Walker. A pickup of just a yard on 1st and 20. Still 19 to go as it brings up 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Here's Murray. This is reeled in by Wilson. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Flush down now to his left. He's running for it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They got 24 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Arizona.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
From the red zone now. Escapes the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
That is now the 5th sack this offense has had to endure in the first half alone. We're on a double-digit pace here. And I'll tell you what, I know how these defensive coordinators work. They can feel the blood in the water. They are not going to stop getting after this quarterback until this offense can find a way to protect itself.
And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He could take it to the house.
Complete beyond the marker. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
And goal at the 4-yard line.
Benson. Can't fight past that line. They stop him at the 3.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Murray. Throwing quickly, but it's incomplete.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Avoids the sack. Ooh, on him quick there, and they bring him to the turf. And the hits just keep coming for them on this play, it seems. Elsewhere on the field, they've got a player hurt and in need of some attention. Facing 4th down now, the Cardinals turn to Matt Prater for the field goal. This 32 yards out on the right hash. McManus sends it through. And that'll double their lead to 6.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Nixon now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Packers all set to get back out there. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. 1st down throw. Here's Love. Reed's got it. Jukes out, avoids a defender. We've got a foot race. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They're going to move the chains after a big play, 39 yards.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Thrown on first down, Love. Taken in by Luke Musgrave. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
And once again, they can't connect. No luck finding his receiver that time. And that'll bring up 4th and 3. The Packers are going to turn to their kicker, Anders Carlson, for the field goal try. There's a 44-yard look from the right hash. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And that cuts the lead in half, down to 3.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Here's Greg Dortch with the return. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. The Cardinals offense making its way out. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Connor here from the gun. And he cuts it back right. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. New set of downs for him from the 46. Murray here on first down. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
And he's got 5, and we've got our 2-minute warning. Packers into a nickel defense, 3rd down. Murray looking to throw. Wilson's got it. And he's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. The Cardinals grow their lead just before halftime. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. Yeah. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Prater on for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Cardinals make it a 10-point ball game. Now Prater on to send it away. Nixon now to return it. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Well, we've already seen some nice plays here, and we're going to see plenty more before this game ends. But you might be thinking, with plays like that, my guys' ratings should be better. Well, you're not alone. You got a chance to let the Madden Ratings Hotline know just what you're thinking. Give them a call, 1-844-MADDEN-1, and make your case for who should get a boost. He's going to keep it. The ball is out. Oh, the fumble jumps out of bounds. What a break there for the offense. 2nd and 3 now. Love out of the shotgun. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete. Clean breakup on that throw. So now they have 3rd and short. Shotgun now for Love. Hauled in by Musgrave. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line. He gets 6 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Love now. Oh, tried forcing it to the slant. It's intercepted. Picked off by Garrett Williams. And the Cardinals will take over as he records his 1st interception of our season.
The best defenses, you can go look at it through the decades, are built from the inside out. And that's not just stopping the run on the inside out, that's playing your coverage from the inside out. That time, beautiful job by the defense of taking away the middle of the field, getting that interception, and setting their offense up for success.
The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideout. They seem likely to carry the lead into the locker room, but some points here to end the half could make things even more comfortable. 1st and 10, Murray. On the move, headed right. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Hey, Kate, I think we know that the quarterback's a demanding position because not only do you have to have a clock in your head, but you've got to have a spatial awareness of where you are on the field. And once you start retreating, going backward and backward and backward, you got to just fling the ball in the stands. Otherwise, well, you take a huge negative sack like that.
Before we can get a snap on 2nd down, they call timeout. And they'll take this opportunity to discuss what's next over on their sideline. Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Trying again following the sack. That's complete to Wilson. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains. Arizona goes ahead and calls its 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Here's Murray. And he can't reel it in, incomplete. Almost a completion of the wrong team there. So it'll be 2nd down. Back to the air, Murray. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
McManus sends it through. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
Give him the first half trifecta. He's 3 for 3 on field goals. And as much as they'd like 6 points to end drives, not 3, they can at least be happy they're getting consistent looks inside field goal range, and he's delivering.
And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. 1st and 10 now with all of 15 seconds left to utilize in this half. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. The Packers take their first time out. On 1st and 10, here's Love. This is reeled in by Reed. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. He'll throw it. And this one falls incomplete, so we're down to 4 seconds, and we'd assume our final snap. Here comes the final play of our first half.
Down and 4.
He's back to throw. He's gonna try to drop it in deep right. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. So we've reached the halftime break, and it's the Cardinals, the Redbirds, leading so far on the road. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll start up in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Jackson Smith-Njigba, a touchdown catch in the victory. These two teams heading out of the tunnel, and we're ready to get back to it. For the call of the second half, here is the great Kate T. Scott. Kate?
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Dortch now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this third quarter. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Running this with Connor. And he's able to maneuver this up past the 30. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need one more now on 3rd down. Hand off to Benson from the gun. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. Now looks like we're going to get a stoppage for an injured Packer. He's in some pain as the trainers head out to examine him. The Cardinals out for the punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Got 46 on his first punt, and this one's pushing a little more distance. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Out now runs the Packer offense. And as much as we thought we'd be watching highlights here, talking about this passing game, Brock, it's been the guys on the other side of the ball who've come in and stolen that spotlight.
Yeah, and in an offensive-driven league, and one that's sometimes even legislated that way, it's nice and refreshing to see a defense put together an effort like this.
Amen.
Be the ones everybody's talking about for how well they've played on their side of the ball.
It's incomplete. Risky throw to the sideline. They're lucky that defender didn't keep on going down the sideline there. It's going to be 2nd down. Shotgun give now to Dillon. And he at least gets him some positive yardage, but just a small gain to the 24. Following the play, a pause as the medical team's out for an injured man. And this is someone who's used to dishing out the punishment to opponents. That's A.J. Dillon shaken up. And there's an extra DB out there on the field now for the Cardinals. 3rd down coming. Here's Love to throw. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. Call that a 64-yard punt officially. And they're going to take over possession. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Kyler looking to throw. Tried to connect, but it winds up incomplete.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
Got his target, it's Higgins. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
And he's going to be brought down at the 42. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. They are throwing it again. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And it's going to be 2nd down. Shotgun handoff to Connor. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Here's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down. Murray from the pistol. Has it left side, Brock, but the throw carried him too close to that edge. They're going to say he brought it in out of bounds, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
The best of the best, they just have this intuition, Kate. They know where the boundary is without looking. This receiver's not quite at that level yet. He lost track of where he was, and he brought it in, but out of bounds.
The Packers ready to run their offense back out there. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Love from the gun. He's got Watson. And he's taken down here at the 16-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Play fake. It's Love. He gets it complete. Here's Marshawn Lloyd. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
That's good for a Green Bay Packer.
Takes the handoff, now Love. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. No luck finding his receiver that time. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Lloyd running dead ahead. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So they're going to have to evaluate things now on 4th and short. The Packers send out their punting unit. Secures this at the 17. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. And following that return, we've got an injured player down there. He'll receive some assistance as we step aside. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. It's an option right that begins this drive. This is ahead for about 5. Javon Bullard bringing that play to an end. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. An early jump and the flags come in. I think this is going to go against the defense.
Zone infraction, defense.
So keep that 2nd and short play in your back pocket. The penalty goes ahead and gives them the 1st.
Automatic 1st down.
First down, ball at the 36. Trying an option here, play to the left. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Hold on. Training staff out now for an injured player. And that looks like Kyler Murray, who they're headed for. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Now it's Connor. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
On second down, a run with Connor. He's contained at the line for no gain. Devon Bullard bringing that play to an end. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Back now, pressure on its way. That's caught for the first. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. The first down carry for Connor. And he pushed deep into enemy territory with that, down inside the 25. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. Early movement along the right side. The flag comes out. There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost him 5 yards. Here's 2nd and 7. Hauled in left side. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And that's a Cardinals first down.
16 yards. First down, Cardinals.
From the red zone now. This one delivered off target, Brock. That's incomplete.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Finds a man right side. And they get him right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, the defense was ready for that throw, stopping him right in his tracks, right at the line of scrimmage.
Here he is on 3rd and long. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game or already out of hand, coaches know you got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
McManus sends it through, and that'll give him a 16-point advantage.
Well, when we start discussing who their most dependable scorer is in this game, I don't think it's one of these skill guys, not even the quarterback, who comes to my mind first. I'm going to bring up this kicker. He's now a perfect 4 for 4 on field goals and contributing big time to this lead.
His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. Their offense ready to take the field now. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Trying the inside handoff to Lloyd. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Jalen Thompson, the man on the tackle. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 34. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there.
Incomplete.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
And 8 yards to go.
Love out of the shotgun. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Cardinals and running back James Conner headed back to the field. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And it's going to be their football coming up. Running to start this drive with Conner. And he could only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
It's Conner. Oh, he loses the football. Packers pick it up. And Green Bay takes this one back for the touchdown. The Packers shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. I think they would have happily just taken the turnover, Brock, but how about the wherewithal of the defender to take it back for the score?
Yeah, that is a scoop and score in the definition of a splash play defensively. You don't just rip possession away from the offense, kind of rip their heart out too. You rip possession, you turn it into points, and now that beleaguered offense is going to have to get right back on the field.
And he's got it. That catch gets him 2 and turns this into a one-score game once again. Nice little energy on their sideline after that fumble return scored, and with plenty of energy, he'll send this one away. Dortch now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Cardinals back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. Handoff goes to Conner, running left. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag.
Ball start. Offense.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Arizona.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Ritter to throw. He'll get this one to Conner. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Jair Alexander with the stop.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Some movement there before the snap, right side of the line. This is going to back them up.
Ball start. Offense.
One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Timing is everything in life, and timing is everything defensively. That throw was just a little bit late and gave the defense time to close, deliver a pop, and knock that ball loose.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. So this one sails over the sideline, and they'll spot it where a touchback would go at the 20-yard line. Back out runs their offense. And this certainly isn't the rut they want to be in, Brock. All of their drives have been ending in punts as of late. Thrown on 1st down, Love. And his pass is going to fall incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. They motion the tight end over. A 2nd down throw here for Love. And this one won't be caught, but we got a flag here. Looked like there may have been some early contact before that throw arrived.
Defense.
And it's as we expected, partner. We call pass interference, so put it at the spot and give them that 1st down. running it after the penalty. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Just one quarter remaining in this one. It's Packers football, and they know what they need to do, trailing here in the fourth. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Shotgun now for Love. That's complete to Musgrave. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early.
Still third down.
The penalty makes this 3rd and 2 now. Now give left side to Lloyd. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. They stop him just short and force a 4th and 1.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Punt team on, and they'll send this one away. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. Officially a 55-yard launch. And it'll be their football. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Connor. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1. Right back to Connor. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Going to the ground again on 1st. Inside the 30. And he finally ends up out of bounds after a huge gain. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that's a Cardinals 1st down.
Anytime you go over half the field in one play, totally changes the complexion of the drive. They're now set up beautifully in enemy territory to end the series with some type of points.
Working inside the red zone. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Connor on the inside give. And he'll have a short pickup down to the 17. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9. Carry here for Connor. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. That play gains 6. It's going to be 4th and 2. They'll run. It's Benson. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal. They'll run here. It's Benson. And he pushed for it, but they managed to stop him at the 2. Give him a couple on the run, and it's now 2nd and goal. Ooh, this is going to be a false start on the offense here.
False start. Offense.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. They'll run here following the penalty. And he will carry this across for the Arizona touchdown. The Cardinals have a commanding 14-point lead now in the 4th. Trey Benson, the touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
That one splits the uprights. And the Cardinals lead by 15 now. Now Prater on to send it away. Nixon now to return it. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. This offense getting all set for this series. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. They'll go from the gun with Lloyd. Jukes one defender. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
Following the run, we see he's still out there dealing with some sort of injury. They'll head out to check on him. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Love looking to pass. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Looking for Christian Watson that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
9 yards to go.
Here's Love. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. Looking for Christian Watson that time. So that brings up 4th and long. They'll send out the punting unit. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. The visitors and Kyler Murray set to take over. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. And off to Benson to start the drive. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here.
At the 15-yard line.
From the gun, it's Murray. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
Rolling into enemy territory. And he's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. The Cardinals make it a 3-score game in the 4th. Marvin Harrison Jr. with the touchdown. That score was less about the throw, although it was good, partner, but it was more about getting it to somebody who knew exactly what to do with it.
Well, Kate, it's a good thing the touchdown shows up on both their stat sheets, because sometimes, well, it's quarterback who delivers, and sometimes it's the effort after the catch that really makes the magic happen.
Prater adds the PAT. And the Cardinals grow the lead now to 22 points.
Packers 18.
Now Prater on to send it away.
Matt Prater to kick off for Arizona.
Nixon now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. Another drive coming up for this offense. Well, their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away. First down throw, here's Love. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete. Jaden Reed, the intended target. So second down coming up. Love now to throw. Finds a seam down the middle. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield.
And the Packers first down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Throwing from the gun here. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Couldn't connect on first, it's second down. Love to throw again. A quick throw is swatted away, incomplete. Looking for Christian Watson that time. So now it's going to be third and long. Now they'll throw out of the gun. And that one's incomplete. For now, he brings up fourth. Let's see what this penalty flag is all about.
Holding offense.
Tempting to perhaps take the yards and run third down again, partner, but they decline it. That's going to bring up fourth down. Here he goes. Got to have this on fourth down. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Hand off to Benson from the gun. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
And he's brought down for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Murray on third down. Complete beyond the marker. Big gain, 14 on the play. And it'll be first down, Arizona.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Running left, it's Connor. And he takes this down to around the 39 before he stopped. About 4 yards on that carry. It's going to be second down for him. Now Murray on the play fake. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. And not a lot of cover guys who can match up with them in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
6 yards on the play, and that brings up fourth down.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a groove, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some cloth, and drive him to the ground with all you got.
Facing fourth down now, the Cardinals turn to Matt Prater for the field goal. This is a 50-yard look from the right hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And their lead grows further to 25 points.
Yet another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This offense making its way back out now. And the last time we saw him, Brock, they took a risk, went for it on their own half of the field, but it didn't work out. On 1st and 10, here's Love. Reed's got it. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. 2nd and 3 now.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 33-yard line.
Love. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Jaden Reed, the intended target. And that'll bring up 4th and 3. They'll run. It's Dillon. And he'll get it up to the 44. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Love from the gun. Completed over the middle. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
It's now 2nd and 6 at their 48-yard line.
Play fake, it's Love. He's on the move. He tucks it and takes off. And he gets this beyond the midfield stripe and onto the Cardinals side of the field. Now we're going to have a break in the action as one of the Cardinals is in some pain, and they'll be out to look at him. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Here's Love to throw. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. Looked like a bit of a concentration drop on that one. And that'll bring up 4th and 3. They'll give this up the middle to Dillon. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. So the run doesn't get the yardage. It's a turnover on downs. Running to start this drive with Connor. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
On 2nd down, a run with Connor. And he's up across the 45 on a small gain. Gets him those 3 yards back, but it brings up 3rd and 10 now.
A 3-yard gain on the play brings up 3rd down.
It's Connor again. And in a rarity today, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that play, and now they're looking at 4th and 10.
Don't laugh at me, Kate. I almost wish there was an actual white flag on either sideline we could see waving in this spot, because that was an easy mop-up for the defense to force 4th and long.
And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Thought he had a chance to block it, but he ends up wiping out the kicker instead, and that's going to award their offense a first down.
Automatic first down.
You gotta be smarter than that. No reason to hit the kicker there, and that gives him a first down. Running it after the penalty. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a first down.
So the Cardinals get to fly home as winners on the road. And just a week after being soundly defeated, they're back out there playing a much better brand of football. Short memories prevail, Brock, as they move past that loss and get back to some winning football. So for Brock Heward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. It's a win for the Cardinals as we say so long from Green Bay.